Good evening. This is Frank with the Emini Market Outlook for the week of 25 April through 29 April. So before we get started this evening, I just want to take a minute to share with you the tools that we're using for the analysis this week. All of these indicators are brought to you by ninZa Pro Trader. And to start off with, the market profile is one of my most favorite indicators. And the one from ninZa is really super fast, really slick, and I'm just going to kind of go through it. And of course, like any indicator, you can change your colors and do whatever. So what I've really done here, what I like about the total one is I can look back. Right now, I'm looking back about 2,000 bars, and so I can see our high here at 2134.75 right in this area back in May, and I can see our low sometime way in the past at 1,067. So I have the total profile of the market for as far back as I want to look. So this is really, and then I can just kind of increase the view and go right into the mode I want to look into. So let's just scroll down here a little bit. One of the other favorite tools I like to use with this, it makes this really nice, is the horizontal indicator. It actually gives us the price right here. It's called the horizontal line label. I use this smart styling label, so I don't have to worry about right clicking, left clicking. This is all really just really one click type moves. Of course, the quick draw right here by ninZa as well. So for this label here, this horizontal label, it was just clicking the horizontal line, picking a color, picking my width, and drawing that in. So let's draw in a couple lines here, and we'll move on to the next chart with analysis to show you how this thing really works. So let's just take a look at market profile, and you can see these areas in here. The profile with the highest profile was at the 2194. Let's make sure we're on red here. I want to put this right in here, and then we kind of look down to this next big line, and we look across, and we can actually see there as well. We've got structure support within recent times, so we're going to do this. So before I get started here, let's go ahead and just make sure we're all the way over to the right. So now I'm going to come down to the next level here and see what's here. Well, I see this little bit of structure in here. Does that really match up with anything? It's 55 is a common area, but let's look down at this shelf here. We've got support right here along this area, right in here. So that looks pretty good. And you notice it's right at the blue where we changed. That's the lower part of this area we're looking at for the next few days and in the past about the past 10 days actually. So we're going to take a look at this. That looks like a good point to put one in. And then we want to just make sure it kind of hits the structure as well, and it does. So now I want to look at the next one up possibly, and this looks like a decent area in here for some support for major things. And that's right. Now, see, I can come all the way down, and you can see we're here at the 1830 area and draw all that. So now what I'd like to do is go to a lower time frame. This is a 1440 minute, and then I'd like to go to a 235 minute. And so I'm just going to minimize this and bring this out. And then I've spread this chart out, and I've actually put on a few more colors here. So as I was putting those labels in red and my daily time frame, the 1440 minute, it was putting on the same marks in yellow on this 235. So I could kind of tone in and really isolate the areas I want to look at and actually add more to it. So let's go on, add a couple more lines. Make sure I click this right, and we're in the yellow mode. And what is this key level? That's about our top where we are here. And we can kind of justify, so it's really a small zone when you see something like this. So just kind of pick the median or the top part of the candle. It's your choice. What do you use to trade by, the body of the candle or the wick? We'll kind of come down here, look at this next level. We hit this 2097 level several times last week, and that's right at the edge of this blue. And of course, our VPOC for this whole area in light blue here is really important to us. Okay, about 70% of the market at 2093.50 right in here, and there's already a line there. So let's just move down to the next level. Um, Looking right here at this level. See what do we got here? 2087, pretty close to the bottom here. And then down here at 2078, you can see this peak right here before we started to pull back. So now we come down to this next level. You can see this right in here. And what I want to do is make a slight adjustment on a smaller time frame. We're going to move this candle or this line up to right about in here. As you can see, that makes a little bit more sense to us. So it takes a little bit of adjustment sometimes. And then we'll go right back up here and get the line. And this is a nice area right in here. What are we looking at? 2046 area. Yeah, a little bit of support right into this area, and then all the way down into here. The bottom here, this area that we're looking at, you can see the 32, 34, kind of this area. And we saw the bottom as we tried to bounce off of this several times to get our move to the upside here. So we could actually draw these in if we wanted to, but for the next week or so, I think no more than 2034. I don't expect that at all. So let's take a look at what that can do for us. As we expand this out now, we can kind of really get an isolation and see, okay, if we continue to go up, we're covered to the downside, or where we're possibly going to be. Actually, let's add one more, couple more lines in here. Now that I've moved that up a little bit, this 2070 is a key area as well. We all know this 2060, but that's actually 2062 area to 2060 is more where the market was really struggling with at that area. If you're trading, you know that. So we'll go back up here and grab this. Now let's look a little bit to the upside before we talk about the actual moves. As we come up here, we do see the value high for this time frame. See a little bit of volume right in here from a long time ago. But that could be important because we don't have anything else up there right now. We can always draw our fib lines, and we'll do that later, maybe not tonight. So let's scroll down here and look. Okay, what's after this move? If we pulled back into here, now we're coming back up. We're going to look for the double top, obviously, in this 2102 area, and then looking for a next move, probably somewhere up in this volume area right in here, about 2010, 2011. It's not perfect. You get you a zone here. You draw in a square, a rectangle, and then look up the next level, about 2115. And that's pretty cool right there. And we can see this open gaps in here, good places to trade, good place to look. So let's take a look at the week as a whole. Now, like I said, we touched this area right up here at 2102. We pulled back. We touched this 2074 level, and we're right back up. It's moving back a little bit tonight, but we're looking for it to hold. We actually crossed through this and held. So what I'm looking for is a move closing above this 27A area to go long for this week. And what we can do is just do a long entry right here. It says 28,850. Let's just bring this right here on this line. It's 20s, 87.50s where I'd like to see a close for a long entry. And of course, first target could be structure right up in here. Oops, let's go right here. And let's make this, looks like we have a good chance to move up here to target one at 2097.75 area. And then of course our double top area is kind of a zone area. So anywhere in here from the 2105 down to the 2102 area, we'll be looking to take possibly target two, long target two into this area, and then target threes up into here and above. So we'll make this the next target here at 1250. But you can just trail this stop once you get up into this area, anything above the 2005, and just start trailing it up and see what kind of run we get up. Depends on how long you want to stay in these trades. This kind of analysis is looking for a swing type trader, so they don't have to watch the charts all day long. Of course, with this, now we're beginning, once you get this entry at 27.850, we're going to be looking for a long stop right here at about the 20.85.75 area, just below this this wick line in here is support. So we're really not risking much if you can stay in overnight for a swing trade, maybe 2 or 3 days, and watch this market just kind of slowly work its way up. And that's exactly what it's going to do. Don't expect a straight move up. So we're going to expect some moves up to the 2095, pull back into this VPOC area right here, and then we might move up into our next target. And then, of course, you're going to get a pullback to retest this 2997 or 2100 right in here. It's kind of a 3-point zone to watch out for. And then we'll probably get our next move up into the 2111. So as long as you're patient, willing to stay in for 2 or 3 days, maybe even for the week, you might be able to get some good money here. So one of the things I'd like to look here is what can I really get out of this move. So we're going to use what we call a smart ruler, and we're going to look for an entry here at this 2087.50. This smart ruler is by ninZa as well. If we just stick into target 3, we'll kind of move this over here, we're looking for 94 ticks, about 23.5 points, $1,175. It's a pretty nice little run for maybe one contract just running up real sweet. Now, if we're going to look for a move on up to the higher levels, maybe possibly, oops, we drag this up to here, all the way to the top up here, where we did essentially double top and expect some major pullback would be right in here in this area. And you can see that's 47.75 points, about 191 ticks. Looking at $2,300, almost $2,400 on a nice little run there. So this is analysis for this week. We expect an up market. Now, if the market should change and we start to move over, you got to be prepared for both sides. You're going to have to take the stop here, wait for the market to move down to here, probably below the 78 level, and let it come back up and retest this 2078. And then right here at this 20, after it pulls down and comes back up, then you can look for your short entry right here at the 2078.25. And as we stroll down here, we got a nice possible run for a target one down here at 2061 area. Now this is a very, very strong support. I don't expect us to go for a target three, but we could have a target three if something really drastic happens in the market. But I won't expect that, okay? Let's move this up just a little bit. Looking for this bounce. If it should take a bad turn and we get down to 2061, we will then turn and look for a big run back to the upside and look for your targets up there. So I hope this helps for an outlook for the week. If you have any questions, contact Frank at tradestalkers.com and just go out to ninZa Traders and take a look at their indicators and tell us what you think. This is Frank. Have a good week.